In this attraction tips video, I'm going to be discussing how you could be mysterious with women and increase their attraction significantly. Being a bit mysterious is one of the top traits women find attractive, and you could start being a little mysterious today. Hey guys, I'm Erik Peterson and I'm a men's dating and relationship coach for Skill of Attraction. And today's attraction tips video is called How to Be Mysterious with Women. Now, if you don't know that women love mysterious men, I'm sure that you've at least heard this before. They just love it when a man triggers their imagination and gets the wheels turning in their head, trying to figure him out, wondering what he meant when he said something, fantasizing what he's really like in certain situations, wondering where she stands with him, how he feels, and so on. It's all very intriguing and exciting for a woman as she tries to get more out of a man. But he's not easily relinquishing that information about himself. So not only is he mysterious, but he's a bit of a challenge too. And that's yet another trait that women love in a man who is a bit challenging. So why do women love this? It's because they love to use their feminine intuition to figure a guy out and discover more about him. This is one of the things that keeps a woman coming back for more, because the truth is, once she feels that she has a guy figured out, it's really the beginning of the end. The excitement and the intrigue is gone. But when she just can't quite figure him out, it causes a woman to begin chasing him because she feels a strong need to solve that puzzle. She wants to talk to him all the time. She wants to see him as much as possible. She's stalking him online, looking through all of his social media photos, maybe even snooping when he's not looking by going through his stuff. Essentially, she's obsessed. Where most men go wrong in this department is that they will fill her in on everything about themselves, usually as either a way to sell themselves to a woman or out of fear of driving her away if he doesn't give her full disclosure. Not only is this behavior completely boring for her, but it also shows a lack of confidence and self-worth. I mean, confident men who know their worth don't feel the need to sell themselves to a woman. And they certainly are not afraid of driving her away because they already see themselves as the prize. This doesn't just demonstrate confidence, but it also suggests that you have options and abundance in your life, because a man desperate for women typically isn't going to be very mysterious at all. He's going to want to make it as easy as possible for her. And just a quick side note, making it easy for her actually has the opposite effect on her. When you're too easy, you lose value. Now, even if you're not quite at that place where you're completely confident about yourself, and even if you don't have the options quite yet, and hopefully you're working on all this, you could do some things that imply that you are confident and that you do have options. Now, I'm sure you've heard me or other coaches suggest that you fake it till you make it, which absolutely does work. However, women aren't dumb. And you can only get away with faking it for so long before they catch on. Believe me, I've made this mistake. So if you're going to be faking it, you better be sure that you're on your way to making it. Now, one of those ways is to remain a bit mysterious and, of course, a little challenging. Just by being mysterious, you're going to naturally be a little challenging to her. There are other ways to be challenging as well, which I covered in my video, 15 Ways to Be a Challenge to Women, which I highly recommend. Now, when I was younger, I had a difficult time understanding mystery in context of women. I remember female friends giving me advice about women and saying, you need to be a bit more mysterious. And I thought that simply meant to withhold information, but that's not exactly it. In fact, I think a lot of people believe it's simply withholding information, and that's it. But as you go through this, you'll see exactly what I mean. But if you guys need my personal help and you're interested in some private coaching, please head over to my website at soa.fm, click on the coaching tab, and there you'll see that I have several options for you to choose from. My coaching options include several phone coaching packages for my North American clients and several Zoom coaching packages for my clients outside North America. And I'll post the links to both my contact page and my coaching page in the description down below. Also, be sure to come on over and check out the new Skill of Attraction. It's completely free, and you can continue your education on women, dating, attraction, asking questions, and becoming an all-around better man. So just head on over to soa.fm. And no, I don't collect or sell your data like many other websites out there do. I just want to throw that in there because some people have asked me. So I'm going to give you some ways that you can demonstrate mystery with a woman. And once you begin to implement these tips into your game, you're going to notice a positive change in your girl's attraction for you. Perhaps not right away, because women being women, they're going to test you and try some of these things out on you. But just stay the course and things will begin to change for you for the better. So right off the bat, number one, withhold information. Now, I know I said that it's more than this, and it certainly is, but it's also a small part of this. By this, what I simply mean is that you don't give her full disclosure. Give her the basics and let her fill in the blanks with her own imagination. Now, I saw a tweet the other day from a user called Got Pickup that describes this perfectly. It said something like, "Your conversation should be like a woman's skirt, long enough to cover the subject, but short enough to maintain interest." So if she wants to know any more than that, then let her pull the info out of you. Until then, let her wonder. Number two, be less available. Now this is a big one and a subject I've covered before in my videos. When you're available all the time, it's almost like you're keeping her updated at all times about what you're up to and where you are. This doesn't give a woman the space to think about you and wonder about you. Wonder where you are, who you're with, if you're thinking about her. Do you like her the same way that she likes you? Are you going to text her? And so on. She has no time to fantasize and no time for her attraction to grow as attraction grows in space. Number three, be a bit unpredictable. Women get bored very easily, and when you're doing and saying the same things all the time, it removes all the excitement for her. But when she believes that she has you figured out and you suddenly do something unexpected, now you have her attention again. She's surprised and she thought that she had you all figured out. Now it's back to the drawing board for her, trying to figure you out all over again. See, men have a terrible habit of doing and saying the same things over and over again. Just every now and then, just throw her a curveball and get her off your scent. Number four, speak less. Now, this isn't just about keeping your mouth shut, because it'll be tough to get to know each other and ultimately difficult to have a relationship. However, if you keep her talking a majority of the time, you won't have to speak much at all. And as a man, you should be leading the conversation anyway. And one way to do this is by asking her questions and encouraging her to elaborate. But these are not just the boring old interview style questions that I'm talking about. Questions such as, where are you from? Or how was your day? It's about asking her interesting questions that she finds fun and thought-provoking to answer. And I don't mean questions like, why do leopards have spots? I'm talking questions where you could really get to know her better. And the funny thing about this is, not only will you come across as more mysterious and confident by speaking less, but she's naturally going to feel closer to you by sharing all this info about herself. Number five, don't be reactionary. When you react to every little thing she says or does, not only does it show that you have little emotional self-control, but you reveal how you feel about her without her asking. This is one of the reasons women test men to see if he'll react. Now, of course, you should respond, but just never react. Which brings us to number six, practice stoicism. Now, the dictionary defines stoicism as the endurance of pain or hardship without the display of feelings and without complaint. Now, practicing this not only will be extremely helpful in a happier life, because our feelings about certain things are results of our thoughts about them. So learning to train your thoughts and emotions can be extremely helpful in life, and especially helpful with the ladies. Besides, women love a man who has his emotions under control. Number 7, be indifferent to outcomes. Now, being dependent on outcomes it's probably one of our biggest weak points when it comes to women, or even in life. When you're attached to outcomes and you don't get that outcome, not only does it lead to disappointment, but we often tend to try and force the outcome that we wanted, sometimes without even realizing it. This just puts pressure on women, and when a woman feels pressured romantically, she will always distance herself. Number 8, show, don't tell. I used to make this mistake all the time when I was younger. I was always trying to verbally paint a picture of who I wanted her to see. Of course, painting myself in a really good light. You want to let your actions speak for themselves. Instead of telling her that you drive a cool car, let her see it for herself. Instead of telling her that you're going places in life, let her discover that on her own. Number 9, be busy. Now, being busy is really mostly about you having purpose in your life and having a social life. When you have a life and you have things to do, you're going to naturally be busy, just as long as you don't start dropping everything to give her all your time, which is something many men do. The funny thing is, when men drop all their stuff for a girl, they take away all the things that made them interesting and mysterious to begin with. Then she loses attraction because now her man has become dull and predictable. Number 10, use the push-pull technique. Now, this may seem a bit sinister on the surface, but it does wonders. In fact, women have been using this on men forever, whether they realize it or not. And it's basically just mixed signals. The best way to describe this is one of my favorite quotes from Robert Greene's The Art of Seduction book. And the quote goes like this: "Intrigue your targets by alternating an exciting presence with a cool distance. Exuberant moments followed by calculated absences." And finally, number 11, end interactions early, preferably on a high note. This is an old showbiz trick to leave the audience wanting more. Now, this isn't something that you want to do often, or she might start suspecting that you're just playing games or that you're just not interested. The idea is when you're having a fun conversation or even on a date, you end it earlier than you would both like. This is very confusing to her, and she'll most definitely be fighting for more of your time and attention after this. Now, these aren't the only ways to be mysterious, of course, but some of the most common ways. Once you get used to doing some of these things, you'll discover other ways to remain mysterious. Ideally, you want all these to be natural and not something that you actually have to think about. As an example, don't pretend to be busy. Actually be busy. Don't pretend not to be reactionary. Actually work on strengthening your emotions so you're just not reactionary any longer. You see what I mean here? Like I said before, you could fake it till you make it, but you better be working on making it. Because she's going to test you, and eventually she's going to uncover that your mysterious nature isn't real at all. And that'll be it. It's over. And it might be fine for short-term girlfriends. Just don't use this stuff to be evil and to deceive women. It's just not cool. So, if you found this video helpful, or any of my videos helpful, I would really appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up and for you to share it with any of your friends and family. And I'd also really appreciate it if you tick that little bell symbol right next to it so you get real-time notifications of when I upload new videos. And in the description down below, not only will I have a link to both my contact page and my coaching page, but I also have a link to PayPal or my Bitcoin wallet address if you deem this video worthy of a donation. Oh, and also you have Super Thanks as an option, which is located right next to the share icon on the video. So that's it for this video. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a good one.